Hey guys, what's up? It's Molly. I'm here today to film a Shop My Stash tutorial for you. This is something new that I'm going to be doing on my channel. It's basically I'm going to choose some of the products that I selected for my Shop My Stash, and I'm going to show you how I'm applying them. I figured that this was a good way to kind of A, get me to use my Shop My Stash, and B, to show you guys how I personally enjoy using some of the products. I probably won't be doing all of them, especially this month. Like, some of the products that I chose were discontinued. I'm not going to show you guys that stuff. That's not really all that fair. So, but yeah, if you're curious about how I got this look, then just keep watching. Okay, so I have already primed my eyelids with my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. The eyeshadow palette that I want to use today is the Alamar Cosmetics Reina del Caribe palette. My Spanish is not super great, so forgive me. I'm wanting to use the blues and probably this shade here. So this palette doesn't really have a great transition shade for my skin tone. I tend to use this, but it can look a little too orange on me. So for today, I'm going to go ahead and just use my number 7 bronzer in the shade Caramel or Caramel, whatever. But I am going to put my NYX banana powder down just to help everything blend together. This was a step that I didn't used to do. Well, I used to do it and then I didn't do it. And I don't know, I'm just kind of wanting to do it again. That's my story. Ooh. Okay. So I'm using a big fluffy brush and I'm putting this just above my crease so that the other shadows have somewhere to blend into. Also, side note, if I look like my hair is super greasy, it's not, it's just sweaty. I don't know if that makes it any better. I did a really intense workout this morning and my body has not quite cooled down yet. It was one of those ones where the sweat just like pours out of you. I don't know if that happens to anybody else. I'm sure it does. That's like just a normal part of human existence. But yeah, wow, I was sweaty. I'm still red from it too, which the ring light that I have on, you can't really tell. Also, I'm sorry about the lighting. It's just really overcast here today, so it's not the best, but it'll work. Okay, and then on like a smaller tapered blending brush, this is the Real Techniques one that I have used in lots of videos and I love. I'm gonna take the shade here. It's called Guantanamera. And I'm going to take this on the right into the crease to deepen things up. And I'm trying to use a light hand here, like I'm not pressing too hard, because when you press too hard, the pigment just kind of sticks where you put it, and it can be hard to blend it out. So just very, very lightly, kind of like you're tickling yourself. I've been filming with my front camera on my phone, and because that way I can tell if I'm in frame yet. I don't have a camera. That's on my list of things to purchase, but there are other pressing purchases right now. So that's just not happening. And then I am taking this just a little bit on my outer V. Not a ton, but just kind of connecting, because I am going to probably be using this on my lower lash line. Probably. I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants. We will see. Okay, then I'm going to just take the same big fluffy brush that I used for the transition shade, and I'm going to just kind of blend that out a little bit. So just lightly, with some little circular motions, just slightly buff it out. Okay, so that's the base of the eye look done. Now for the lid shade, I'm going to use Celia It's this shade here. It's so pretty. So on a flat shader brush, like so, I'm going to take Celia, and I am going to wet my brush. These honestly work just fine, not wet, but wetting them makes it just a little bit more impactful, and that's what I'm into today. So again, I'm going to take this just all over my lid. It's so pretty. It's blue with like a white gold sheen to it. I am going to take this just a little bit up into the crease to give the illusion of a larger eyelid. My mobile lid is actually pretty small. And then I'm going to take that smaller blending brush that I used before, and I'm just going to work, I'm dipping it into that blue actually, and I'm just going to take it into the crease to kind of ease that transition a little bit. Not too much, but I just really don't want harsh lines in my makeup application. Then I am going back into Guantanamera and deepening this up just a little bit on the outer sort of half of my crease. Okay, so that's it for the eyes for now. Next I'm gonna just move on to my face. For primer, I'm using the Becca First Light Priming Filter. I honestly haven't been using foundation too much this summer. I think yesterday was the first time in over a week that close to a month that I used foundation. So, I don't know. I don't see the point when I'm just gonna sweat it off if I spend any time outdoors. But I figure for a video, I'll go ahead and use foundation. Also, usually when I'm doing a more intense eye like this, I like to kind of balance it out with foundation. I don't know why. Not always. I don't know. But I'm not wanting like a very cakey look, so this primer paired with the foundation that I'm going to use gives a very luminous look, and it looks like skin and it feels really good. So that is kind of a huge plus in my book. Then for foundation, I'm using my number 7 Stay Perfect foundation. It's a medium coverage foundation. It says it's for all skin types, I think. Yep. And I really like it. You can find this at Target, and I think Walgreens if you live in the Midwest. I don't know if Walgreens is everywhere actually. Oh, I think I'm running out of it actually. And then just with a damp sponge, I am going to pat that in. For concealer, I'm going to use my Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I have the shade Snow. It is actually a shade too light for me, but I'm making it work just by not using quite as much as I might normally, and then also balancing it out by applying some to the bridge of my nose, my forehead, and my chin. So it's not just like inverted raccoon eyes. And I have really been loving this concealer, you guys. I don't know. I think that this is pretty revolutionary. The finish, like, I don't ever look cakey under my eyes, and that's something that with the other concealers that I was using tended to happen. So yeah, I've been actually really loving this one and the Milani Retouch and Erase concealer. Love this. This one is a better shade match for me, so I when I'm not wearing foundation, I tend to wear this. To set my under eye, I'm just using my NYX banana powder. I'm gonna set the center of my face with that also. I'm gonna powder my face with my Pretty Vulgar translucent setting powder. I actually do really like this powder. I feel like it does a great job of setting my makeup and just keeping everything in place, but it doesn't give a heavy or cakey appearance to my skin, which is a huge, huge plus. Okay, the other thing that I haven't been doing lately is I haven't been contouring, so I'm just gonna bronze with my number 7 bronzer. So I just hit the perimeters of my face with this, and I've also been wanting to take it on my nose to give like just a nice sun-kissed sort of look, and I've been taking it on my chin. All right, that is bronzer. For blush, I'm going to use the Alamar Cosmetics Blush Trio. I think I want to use Scorcher. I know that when I got this, I was concerned that it was going to be too orange, but I'm actually really loving it. Especially this time of year, it's a great summer blush product. Not that you need to go out and buy it. I mean, if you have a blush that you love, just use that. I'm gonna hit my nose with it a bit. I'm gonna stop saying hit. And then I'm just taking my powder brush. I'm gonna kind of work this all together. For highlight, I'm using the ColourPop Flexitarian highlight. I absolutely love this. Love it. I've used it every single day this month. I haven't reached for a single other highlighter. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and do my lower lash line. I've got the LA Girl Glide Gel Liner in the shade Mermaid Blue, and I'm going to take this just along my waterline down here. I have not tried this out too much. I actually don't even remember. I bought it months ago, and I don't know that I've ever tried this shade. So I don't really know how well this wears, so I'm trying it out today. I will try to remember to update you guys on that, because if it wears well, then it's going to be a really great drugstore eyeliner option that is super cheap. So, okay. And then on my Real Techniques brush, I'm taking Guantanamera. I don't think I'm saying that right. Guantanamera, the kind of burgundy shade that we took up above. And I'm just applying this to my lower lash line. I'm going to take this brown shade, and I want to buff this along like the outer third to outer half of my lower lash line. So I'm really just kind of wanting to tone that blue down just slightly. And I am going to take this up above here on my outer third and along my lash line, and then buff that into my crease just a little bit. For brows, I'm going to use my Mellow Brow Pencil. This came in a BoxyCharm. I have been obsessed with this. It has absolutely changed my brow game. Because if you've been here for a while, you know that I used to exclusively use like the NYX eyebrow powder. Yeah, this is really good. Now, I'm new to the eyebrow pencil game. Like, I honestly, maybe it's terrible, I don't know, but I really like it. So, I don't have a lot to compare it to though. And to be fair, like, my brows don't need much reshaping or restructuring. They just need to be filled in a bit. So I think that might be one of the reasons why I like it so much. So yeah, I just fill them in and then brush through them with the spoolie once they're filled. For setting spray, I'm using the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. This doesn't necessarily make my makeup last longer. The setting powder does. But this it just kind of makes everything melt together and gives my skin a skin-like finish again, which I appreciate. So I always spray the flat side of my Real Technique sponge, and then I spray my face and kind of dab it out. Okay, we just have mascara and lips to do still. So for mascara, I'm using my Essence Lash Princess mascara. I fell back in love with this recently. I used to use this pretty much exclusively, and now I'm back at it. For my lips today, I'm using the Wet n Wild Color Icon lip gloss in the shade Lovebird Affair. I don't think you can get this anymore, but it's just like a red-orange gloss, and I, for one, really, really love it. Okay, so this is the finished look. I am really pleased with how this turned out. The eyes, I love that. This palette, it's absolutely amazing. It's totally worth the hype, and it's not terribly expensive. I don't know how much it is because I got mine in a BoxyCharm, but it's good. So if you are in the market for a new eyeshadow palette, I mean, don't go out and spend money if you don't have the money. But you know, if you can spare the money, and you're interested in these shades, then I highly, highly recommend it. So, but yeah, that is the look that I have come up with for my first Shop My Stash tutorial. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, you should give me a thumbs up. I hope that you would consider subscribing before you go, and I will totally see you in my next one. Bye.